we are talking about Poshmark. Poshmark is my number 2 platform behind eBay. I only sell on 2 platforms, so I wanted to do a live stream discussing some tactics, share some advice, whatever questions you guys may have. Again, make sure to leave those down in the comments below, and we'll make sure to cover those today. Whether you haven't even started on Poshmark, you've never sold a single thing, or you've sold hundreds and thousands of things on Poshmark, hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll be able to take some nugget out, some tactic, some advice, and you can implement that into your Poshmark business and hopefully see some more sales on the platform. I don't know my exact number, but I started selling on Poshmark in December of 2019, but that was only like 3 or 4 sales, if we're being honest. I really started Poshmark January of 2020, and since then, my total earned on the platform is, I want to say, approaching $115,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So that's where I stand. I have a little bit of experience in the platform, so I just wanted to share what I've learned, and maybe if there's any hoops that you think you would be jumping through in order to take the leap into getting onto Poshmark. Hopefully we can clear some of that up. It sounds like a very not busy platform, but when you hear people talk about Poshmark, it seems like there's so many things to do, so many I need to share, I need to follow, I need to do all these things that are different than just your regular reselling platform, and it's really not as hard as it may seem. So if you have any questions at all, I don't care how dumb, how little you think it is, let me know what those questions are down in the chat, and we will address some of those today. But without further ado, I see Miss Carly in the chat. You better not be typing and driving. She is headed to Bradenton right now to see her fam bam. You better be safe. Don't be texting and driving. Down Low Tea Shop, good morning. Checking in from Houston. Thank you so much for being here. So that being said, we're already caught up on the chat. Give you guys a little bit more time to pop in. Don't want to get started without too many of you. Got to wait for some of you guys to make it. I know we got some late bloomers, I don't know. We got some people that are always late to the chat. So we're going to give just a second, and then we are going to pop into the basics of Poshmark. Get a little sip of my coffee. Let's get fired up. If you are already watching, I see 12 of you in the chat right now. Make sure to hit that like button. It's 100% free, and it just helps the channel out. And I'm sure that if you're watching this, you're already subscribed. So if not, though, for some reason you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's also free. Helps me out. Helps me out. What's up, James? Says, love Poshmark. I love Poshmark too. It's pretty simple, pretty laid back platform. Shoes to use. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for popping in. All right, so to cover the basics with Poshmark, James says been on the platform for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. How have the first 6 weeks gone for you? I'd love to know how it's gone. Have you seen things that are working? Do you have any questions? If you want to share some advice in the chat, we'd love to hear it. Poshmark. First thing that catches people's eyes and ears when they hear about it is the fee structure. Now, I know the fee structure can sound scary, but let me dumb it down a little bit for people that already, I don't know if dumb it down is the right saying, but dumb it down for the people that have already been selling on eBay and think that the Poshmark 20% fee, again, Poshmark is taking a 20% fee off of the purchase price of your item. Sounds high. I know it sounds high, but if we compare that to eBay, it's really not too far off. A lot of people get scared off by the 20% fee, but if we're coming from eBay, generally speaking, I know different categories have different percentages, but on eBay, generally speaking, you're paying a 13% fee, final value fee, on your items. Even if you charge shipping, you're paying fees on the shipping. So eBay's going to charge you fees even on the shipping cost. Poshmark, on the other hand, is not. It's just the flat purchase price. All buyers pay shipping on Poshmark, and they just take the 20% off of the purchase price. So if someone buys something for $20 from you, they pay Poshmark the shipping, Poshmark sends you the label, and you're only paying $4 in fees on that. Not the confusing, as people like to refer to them as Feebay. The fees just aren't quite as confusing as eBay. And then not to mention, if you promote, which I recommend, if you're watching this and you're selling in the category that I am, you're selling some used shoes on the internet, promoting listings is very valuable. It's very, very important, I would almost say, to stand out from the competition. If you're selling just a generic pair of shoes that has, a ton of listings on eBay, an easy way to stand out from the crowd and make more sales than your competitors is to promote. your listing. So it can add up pretty quick. You take that 13% plus, let's say, a 5% promoted ad rate, and you're already sitting at 18%. If you factor in the fees that they're charging on the shipping as well, you're approaching the 20% mark. So in terms of fees, Poshmark is not too far off on eBay. So now that we got that out of the way, let me caught back up on the chat. I see a few familiar faces popping in. Robbie Smith, thanks for the shout out. Love my shoe trees. Any tips on pricing eBay versus your Poshmark listing? Sure, we can hop on into that. Thank you for the purchase of the shoe trees. I really, really and truly appreciate that. James says shipping is so easy. Yeah, we'll cover shipping here in just a moment. Reseller Runner, what is up? Thanks for popping in. Always seeing the name in the comments and in the lives. Appreciate your teaching / sharing. Average sales for shoes on Posh. Most popular brands that sell on Posh. Listing on Poshmark is much easier than eBay. Been on Poshmark for 2 years. Love it. Love it. How's it been going for you for the past 2 years? How do you promote your listings? Download T-Shop. So today maybe we'll save that for a future live stream. We'll do a live stream on how to use eBay's business tactics and stuff. But today we're talking about Poshmark. But just to give you a quick answer, I don't want to just leave you hanging. It's on the listing page on eBay. You just at the bottom of the listing it says promote listing, and you can choose your ad rate. I believe I talk about that in a video called "These 5 Things Made My eBay Sales Explode." So I did a walkthrough on how to promote in that video. Back to some of these questions though. Pricing on eBay versus Poshmark. So as most of the people that are watching are coming from eBay. There's very few people that just get started reselling on Poshmark. I know there's some of you, but most of us, especially in the YouTube community, it seems like everybody's getting started on eBay and then they start branching out to other platforms. So coming from eBay, people, this kind of goes into what we just talked about, right? So the fees sound higher on Poshmark, and a lot of people think they need to price higher on Poshmark in order to make up for those fees, right? But for the exact reason that I just explained, I pretty much 99% of the time price the same on eBay versus Poshmark. And mainly because my listing price doesn't really dictate the selling price, if that makes sense. Because I can't just make up the market value. I'm not going to list under market value. I'm going to list slightly at or I'm going to list at or slightly above market value. Just because I'm trying to make up for some fees doesn't really mean that I can charge more, because the buyers aren't really seeing that. But since we're paying basically the same fees on eBay and Poshmark, 9 times out of 10 I'm listing at the same price. But there are some exceptions that are in the favor of Poshmark. Is that there's a different algorithm on Poshmark, and that's something that we're going to get into today. The way the algorithm works on Poshmark, you can kind of get more, you can typically get more money for shoes that are on trend in style. Shout out my Gen Zers in the chat. If you are finding some platform Doc Martens, I think the model is Jaden. Some platform Doc Martens are probably going to sell for a lot more money on Poshmark than they will on eBay, just because the buyer that's looking for those shoes is more often than not shopping on Poshmark versus eBay, and the algorithm is in our favor with this. And I'll explain how the algorithm works here shortly, but it's going to put those listings in front of their face and make it a lot easier of a purchasing decision for them, and you can get a little bit higher of a price. So on some items, I'm listing higher on Poshmark just because the Poshmark market is different for those two. For that same item, it's different on eBay versus Poshmark, and the same thing goes each way. Like sometimes you'll find like a super niche pair of shoes that sells really well on eBay, like a huge sell-through rate on eBay, sells amazing on eBay, but then on Poshmark they're just never going to sell, right? So there's different marketplaces for the same items on the different platforms. And I think I see one more question. Average sales for shoes on Posh. The average sale price is just like it is on eBay. I get the same amount across the board for my reselling business after shipping and fees. I'm getting back $30. Listing on Poshmark is much easier than eBay. Yes, it is. I agree with that. But I still, if you're listing on eBay, I highly recommend, if you're cross-listing, if you're using a cross-listing service at least, I highly recommend listing on eBay first and then cross-listing to Poshmark. But if you're doing it manually, yes, Poshmark is a breeze compared to eBay. How do you promote? Okay, do you ever live stream reviews on different people list? I don't. 26 sales, mostly low dollar, 12 to 38, just comp. Don't buy what you like, buy what sells. Bingo. Don't buy what you like, buy what sells. I see 29 people watching right now. We still only have 9 likes on this video. Guys, it's free. Go ahead and hit the like button. That'll really help me out. So, popping back into Poshmark. One thing that is, first off, what's up, Flippin' Jr.? Checking in from Austin, Texas. That's my second Texas person today. Anyway, back over to Poshmark. One thing that is very different on Poshmark versus eBay is the way the algorithm works. Now, eBay is very, like, this is why I love eBay, because it gets you can scratch your, like, nerdy itch. You get the perfect listing, the perfect pictures, the perfect description. You get your item specifics correctly, and then you can promote your listings. And you're really trying to just rank in search, because most of your eBay sales are coming from people searching for a specific item. Until you like build up your store and you get a customer base and people come back to your store and they're purchasing from you directly. But 9 times out of 10, most people are going into eBay and they're going to that search bar and they're searching what they're looking for. And that is where the beauty of eBay comes in, because you can promote listings just like on Google. If you go to Google and you type any search in, the first 2 results are going to be sponsored or promoted listings. They're just promoted listings. People are promoting their business to the top of Google search, and we can do the same thing on eBay. But with Poshmark, on the other hand, it's less about keywords and having the perfect listing and having the perfect promoted ad rate and all of this. It's more of a social media platform. As many of you know, Poshmark treats its platform a lot more like a social media platform. As I'm sure you know, if you've ever even put together a Poshmark account, if you've signed up for Poshmark, your inbox is going to get flooded the first couple weeks with people following you and people commenting. And it's like, this isn't a selling platform. This feels more like Instagram. I got people flooding into my profile and following and leaving these comments and welcoming me to Poshmark. It feels weird. It feels overwhelming. I know a lot of people just give up after that because they had 300 notifications on their phone and they're like, I don't want to deal with this. But pro tip, if you go into your settings, you can turn off those notifications. And I highly recommend that. If you haven't turned off those notifications, do it right now. Pause this video, go turn off those notifications, and then come back to this video. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. So once you have those notifications turned off, you're ready to rock and roll. Back to this Poshmark algorithm. Since it's more like a social media platform and people are following this and following that, it's pretty easy to get a bunch of followers on your Poshmark closet. And I don't know personally how people shop on Poshmark, just because I don't really shop on Poshmark. But observing the way the buyers act when they're purchasing from me, I'm just assuming the way that most buyers, when they come onto Poshmark, yes, you have some people that are searching for this exact item. You probably have quite a bit of people that are searching for the exact item. But you've also got people that are scrolling through a feed looking for things that they didn't know that they may need. And this can come in very much handy. This can come in handy for us sellers, because if we're listing consistently, we're putting stuff to the top of the feed, we're sharing consistently, we'll get into that later in the video. We're sharing consistently, we're keeping our listings at the top of the search results, or the top of the people's feed. We're staying top of mind. And when the buyer wants to pull the trigger, they see something that they're really interested in, whether they like it, and then we send them an offer later on. Again, something we'll get to here in just a minute. They like that, they come back to it. You're already at the top of the feed. There's not a bunch of competition of the exact same listings. It's easier to get those impulse buys, and that's the biggest pro when it comes to Poshmark, is the way the algorithm works. So we got to stay on top of keeping our listings at the top of the search results. Reseller Runner, what price point would you say to use to get your shoes verified? What price point would you say to use get your shoes verified? I don't know if it's probably me. I don't know if I'm understanding the question properly. What do you mean by getting my shoes verified? Being Brown 5, what's up? Thanks for popping in. Why do you say list eBay first? Sorry, just came in. eBay, because on eBay, like I just mentioned, eBay is a lot more, I don't know the word I'm looking for here. My vocabulary is just off today. eBay is a lot more meticulous with how you put your listings together. They want you to have all the right item specifics. They want the perfect title. They want all of this, all these things that matter to get your listings to the top of the search results. So if you focus all of your energy on getting the perfect eBay listing put together, and then you just cross-list a Poshmark, it's a lot less effort than taking a Poshmark listing and moving it over to eBay, and then you still have to do all of these things, right? I prefer eBay is like 70% of my business. Poshmark is like 30%, and the Poshmark side is shrinking just because I think eBay is such a beast. It's just the best place to sell used shoes on the internet. I'm going to keep shouting out this crew neck. We dropped some new merch. It's down in the description if you want to pick up a champion. Where's this dang badge at? There it is. Champion crew necks. We got some comfort color t-shirts. I'm bringing the heat for you guys. Good high quality merch. Anyway, I lost my train of thought because I'm selling you guys over here. I also got shoe trees. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding, but you know what I'm saying. eBay is just a beast. eBay is a beast. And I believe that if you focus a lot of your energy into eBay, and then maybe while you're building eBay up, you want to cross-list to one other platform, I think Poshmark is the way to go. So focusing in on getting the perfect eBay listing put together, and then cross-listing from there, putting all of your energy into the most important platform, in my opinion. But if you think Poshmark is better, by all means, do what you want. But that's why I say list on eBay first, and then cross-list. Yes, hit that like button. Thanks, Reseller Runner. How many shoes should I list per day for beginners? As many as you can. As many as you can. I don't know what your budget looks like, but like if you can only afford to list one per day, list one per day. But just stay consistent with it. Add one here, add one there, and eventually you'll find that sweet spot to where you're getting enough money coming in. Just don't overwhelm yourself. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to list 37 things a day whenever you haven't even listed in the past week. You need to start out easy. Ease your way into it and find what works best for you. The notification will die down anyway after a few weeks. That is very true. Trevor, I think that's the first comment today. What's up? I can't stay on Mercari for hundreds of reasons. For footwear, would you recommend Poshmark instead? I cross-list, but do it manually. I also hate Mercari. I used to sell on Mercari. I think I did $20,000 in sales last year on Mercari in the first 3 months and then gave up because it was like less than 10% of my overall gross sales, and there was just so much about Mercari that I hated. The shipping process was extra. I honestly, my ideology, I guess, on cross-listing, in a perfect world, I'm trying to honestly get to the point where I can only sell on eBay, and eBay sustains it. But if you're going to cross-list, I recommend only cross-listing to one other platform, or maybe two, like if you have that in you. But like I listed on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and dropping Mercari and coming down to Poshmark just relieved so much stress off of my shoulders, just because like the more platforms that you add, the more headache you have, right? So like every time something sells on eBay, you're going to have to delist it on all the other platforms, and you have to have different shipping methods for every platform, and it's just like you got to, like, it's harder to know like the nitty-gritty of every single platform. I don't know if that answered your question. I can't even remember what the question was, but I hate Mercari. Profit Monsters, what's up, Drew? Can't wait to do some disc golf today here in a few hours. I'm gonna try to keep this live stream under control. A good shorter one today, so I can get to disc golf on time. To get your shoes verified, authentic by check. Gotcha. So just anything you have questions about, like if you don't know authenticity, just kind of look into like what the most popular shoes are that may be getting faked, like your popular Jordans or some other like Yeezys or something. If you're not certain, it's always safe to just spend a couple bucks and go check it out on check. Retail Recon, Chris is in the chat. What is up, buddy? He's also coming to disc golf today. He says Mercari is the GOAT. You're just weak. I may just be weak. Chris does kill it on Mercari. I just think he has a different type of inventory that he's selling, and so Mercari does really well for him. Mercari is really good for like the, I guess if you want to say hype shoes, but like the nicer, higher end shoes do really good on Mercari. But I don't get enough of those in for me to justify it, and they still sell on the other platforms. Trevor is 50-1 eBay to Mercari sales. Yep, that's about right. If you use one shop to create your listing, they will delist once it sells on any platform. Flipping Junior, yeah, I just don't like using cross-listing services like that. I use one shop, and we can talk about that later, to share my Poshmark closet and do all the other things for Poshmark. But then I use List Perfectly to cross-list, just because List Perfectly is the only one that has the browser extension, and I can just click on an eBay listing and move it over. I don't like listing into their server, I guess you could call it, and then cross-listing from there, because I still have to fill out that listing cross-list it to eBay, and add a ton of item specifics on eBay, not to mention the other platforms. Like, I can see why people do it. I just don't. Hey man, I've been watching every one of your videos lately. I love your content so much. Keep up the work. Thank you so much, Mr. Java Man. I really appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you made it to the live stream. So anyway, let's dial this back. We got a little off topic. Good afternoon, Edosa. Thanks for popping in. We got a little bit off topic with the Mercari and all that. But let's bring it back to Poshmark. If you have any Poshmark specific questions, let me know. Also, we have 41 people in the chat. Thumbs up check. Hit the like button. We only got 23 likes. It's free, guys. It's free. Let's go back to Poshmark. What else do we want to talk about on Poshmark? How to get more sales? How to list? It's pretty simple. The listing process is a lot less like eBay. Dialing this back into the algorithm, like yes, your title and everything is important. We need to have what the item is. Like you still need keywords. They are important because people are searching things on Poshmark, but it's not as meticulous as eBay where you have a proper listing title structure. But since I'm cross-listing from eBay, I'm not changing the title. And then there's a whole lot less item specifics. We can just put a listing together right now if you guys want. Let me, we'll just show you guys the whole listing process. I'm going to minimize me down here just a little bit, move it over there, bada bing. There we go. All right, we're on Poshmark. We are going to, I don't even know, there it is, sell on Poshmark. I normally don't just directly list from Poshmark, so this is going to be fun. This is going to pull up. We don't have any photos to add, but like I said, the title is going to be just like on eBay. Let's just say some Nike Air Zoom Pegasus. Nike Air, I can't type. You guys are making me nervous. Pegasus 37, then I'd say the size. A lot of people, I don't know if it's necessarily important to put the size on Poshmark listings in the title because it shows it right below it on the search results. But since I'm cross-listing directly from eBay, it's already there. Size 9, and then always put shoes in there because people probably search Nike shoes, and then keywords at the end. And then my description, it's just a copy and paste. I don't want to type it all out. I should have a copy and paste button, but it basically just says that they're used. I put the size, I put my SKU, and then I let them know that I list shoes daily and they can check out my store. And then you can see that there's really not much to listing on Poshmark. Like it's all right here. You pick your category, men's, shoes, athletic shoes, single or multiple item. You can do a multi-quantity listing on Poshmark. Put your size in, whether it's new with tags or not. You put the brand in, and then you pick 2 colors. It's super simple. Ignore the style tags. I tested out putting style tags, and I don't think it really helped out any. So we're going to ignore the style tags. Your price, for some reason, you have to put original price. I always put 0, and then your listing price is going to be whatever you want to list it at. I don't know why I typed 256. But then you can literally just hit next, and you'll put the listing together, and it is easy as that. Let me make me big again. So that's how simple putting a Poshmark listing together is. What else do we want to cover today? How to get more sales after that listing is already published. One thing that I really like about Poshmark is the way that you can send offers to likers. Offers to likers, most of the sales that I'm getting in are coming from those offers that I'm sending or on offers that I'm receiving. We kind of structure that into the pricing. Like I said, if we're not making up the market value of whatever it is we're listing, but we are still listing high enough that we can have room for negotiation. And the way that we do that is we don't pick up shoes that are going to sell for a low price. We're picking up shoes of a certain standard that we can list it at the high end of the market because we're still hoping for that full price sale, but we can list it high enough that there's still room for negotiation. We can still send out 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% offers to likers, and it's just going to be easy as that. We're going to be making sales all day, every day. One thing, we already mentioned One Shop. One thing that I absolutely love about One Shop is their ability to send offers soon after a buyer hits the like button. So as you can see well, I guess you can't really see, but on a Poshmark listing, you can like it, you can share it, or you can purchase it. If you hit that like button and you use One Shop is an app for your phone. The reason that I like it more than, say, Posh or VA is because it runs in the background 24/7. It's an app that you just download on your phone. It's going to share your closet. That's another thing that we haven't talked about. We're going to get into how to share your closet. Drew is clowning me in my text, and that just distracted me. Anyway, One Shop. One Shop is an app on your phone. It shares your Poshmark closet 24/7, and he's still texting me. It's sharing your Poshmark closet 24/7. And they have this great feature that you can send offers to likers shortly after they like the item. So say 5-10 minutes after it is liked, it is going to send them a 5% off offer. That's what I have it set at. It's going to give them. Actually, I think I have it set at 10%. 10% sounds right. It's going to send out a 10% off offer. So say I have something listed for $39 plus shipping. About 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes after somebody likes it, One Shop is going to send them an offer of $35 with discounted shipping. And a lot of times that is going to convert. And that is one of the easiest ways to get sales. That right there makes One Shop worth it with the amount of sales that you're going to get just from that by itself. And then once a week, since we're sending out 10% offers, one thing about Poshmark that I should mention is that you can't send an offer on something unless it's a 10% offer. If it's 10% higher than the previous highest offer that you've sent. So once that 10% offer is sent out, if they don't purchase that, once a week, typically on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I'm going to send out a 20% off offer to my whole closet. And so that's going to take care of everybody that didn't bite at that 10% off offer. And that's another thing that I can just show you guys how to do right now, because Poshmark is great in the fact that it's not 2 years ago when they made us do this one by one. They added a bulk share tool and a bulk offers to likers tool. So let me make myself small again, move myself over. We're going to go up to our closet here. And then in order to sell or to send offers to likers in bulk, we're going to hit this gear icon right here. We're going to hit make offers to likers. And then this is where this comes up. We're going to hit the 20% off. That's the offer that I always send. Or you can hit other and just put a custom percentage in. You can do 18. Doesn't have to be an even number. But we're going to do 20% off. And then we're going to select a discounted shipping. You have to do discounted shipping. I always do the $5.95. That's going to take like almost $2 out of what you're making on your end. The $4.99 is going to take, I think, $4 off of what you make on your end. And then free is going to charge you $7 and some change, maybe $8 for the shipping label. But I'm just going to choose this one right here. Hit next. This is a tip that I didn't know about. I posted a reel on how to do this. And I was unaware that you click select all first, and then you can scroll all the way down to the bottom. There shouldn't be very many because I think I just sent out offers yesterday, but I'm wrong. I've had some likes. And once we scroll all the way down to the bottom, as you can see, it's loading in new listings and it's checking them as we go. Once we get all the way to the bottom here, if we can make it, there we go. As you can see up at the top, it says 547 listings selected. And we just hit submit offers to likers in the top right, submit offers. And then you have to leave this window open. It's going to keep going in the background, and it's going to be sending out those offers as it gets to it. One at a time, it's going to be sending those offers out. Let me get caught up on the chat, make sure we have any questions coming in. Shout out to Carly. That's how I came upon you. Shout out Carly, bringing in BM Brown to the fam. James says, Lily Pulitzer shorts last night for almost double what buyer's offer was on Posh. Must be Defend and Mercari over here. Trevor says, I pivoted to mostly footwear because they're the easiest to source list and the margins are great. That's what I've been telling you guys. Shoes are where it is at. Mark Klein, old guy shoes here. Hey, Dalton, in the mix. Can you search for sold comps on Poshmark, or do you pull that off of eBay? Yeah, you can search sold comps off of Poshmark. We can do that right now. You can do that on mobile or on desktop. Go ahead and shrink me back down. Put me down the bottom. We can just search Nike shoes up in the top, and then it's the same process on mobile or on desktop. You can use the filters over here if you want to specify it down to like a specific size, specific this, specific that. Whatever the title is, we're going to search that up there. And then you'll see down here under availability, it's a drop-down menu on mobile at the top of the screen. You're going to click sold items right there. And then that's going to show you what the most recent sales have been for Nike. And then you can also search by a certain price point, and then I think that you can filter it. I don't know where it is on. There it is. Sort by, and you go high to low. And then so if you're searching for something specific, a specific pair of shoes, you can sort it by high to low, and then you'll see like the highest price points that a certain shoe was sold for in the past. So that is how you search comps on Poshmark. Super simple. It's a little bit more confusing to read than eBay. Most of the comps that I'm looking up are coming from eBay because, like I said, they are my main platform. But just in case it's a pair of shoes that's like more trendy, something that I think will sell better on Poshmark, I do look up comps on Poshmark if necessary. Let's get over back to the chat. Bonnie, I also sell a ton of shoes. I notice you don't put any description in your listings. Do you get a ton of buyer questions because of this? I do put descriptions in my listings. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let me get one pulled up. Getting a little slow load. Come on. All right. Click on this one. Oh, I need to make myself small again. There we go. As you can see right here, this is what my descriptions look like. Use no box. I also always carefully package and ship out immediately. If you have any questions, please reach out. The size, the SKU, pair and photos is the exact pair you are purchasing. Make sure to follow. I post shoes for sale daily. That is what my descriptions look like. I don't really get many questions because, like with shoes, a lot of people are just looking for the wear. Like, what is the wear on the shoes? So you can see most of that from the pictures. I get a lot of. I have a note in my phone. That's the word I'm looking for. A note in my phone called Poshmark Replies. I can just pull that up for you. So because most of the questions I get, I can just copy and paste an answer from. So say somebody comments and says, hey, would you take this much? I just have a copy and paste response. That's like, I don't negotiate. Please send me an offer and I'll counter accept. If people ask if they can hold something, I just have one that says I don't offer holds. And then if someone's asking like, how many miles are on this shoe? What's the condition like? I just say something along the lines of, I took well-lit photos showing every angle, displaying their condition. Did you have a chance to look over the photos? If you have any further questions, let me know. Because I obviously don't know how many miles shoes been worn for. Most of the time, the pictures can answer any questions that people may have. Jess says, One Shop is pricier than Posher VA, right? But definitely worth it in your opinion. Yes, I do believe it is a little bit more expensive than Posher VA, but it is very much so worth it. Just for the simple fact that it runs in the background 24/7. I know that Posher VA has a feature where you can send offers in bulk, like I just showed you how to do. One Shop doesn't have one that's like that. In the simple, like, that's the only thing that I wish One Shop had. Right, that's the one thing that Posher VA has on it. But the simple fact that One Shop works by itself in the background 24/7, it's just an app on my phone. I don't need to have a window open on my computer. I like One Shop a lot better. I do wish One Shop, if you're watching this, Posher VA is seeing a lot of success because of their referral program. A lot of influencers share Posher VA because Posher VA gives them a little cheddar cheese every single month from their referrals. One Shop, on the other hand, doesn't really do that. I get One Shop credit, and so basically I have free One Shop for a while because of all of you guys, you lovely people that take my word for it and go use One Shop. I love One Shop. If you want to try them out, again, I get some free months, but like I'm to the point where I've had One Shop free for the next like 5 years, and it would be nice if I got a little commission like Posher VA does, and I think we get some more influencers on the train because One Shop is better than Posher VA. I'll take that to my grave. All right, real-time teaching at its best. Yes, sir. How good is Poshmark on mobile? I never go onto a computer. Can you do everything you're showing? Yep, everything that you can do on their website, you can also do on mobile. Beatriz Esparza, hello, finally catching a live. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you making it in. Okay, so for sharing, that's the one thing that we haven't gotten to yet. Sharing on Poshmark is one of those things that people, kind of like the fees, people hear that you have to share constantly, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be sharing 24/7, 365 days a year. And I'm right there with you. I hate sharing. I would not be, like, I'll be honest with you guys. If I was selling on Poshmark, without one shop, I just wouldn't be. I wouldn't be selling on Poshmark for the simple fact of how much time, even with the bulk share tool, it still just takes too much time. I have to remember to do it 3 times a day. I'm the most irresponsible person in the world. If I try to tell myself that I'm going to remember to do something 3 times a day, it's never going to get done. So I would never see any sales. And when I tell you, the second that I implemented a sharing service, I didn't start with one shop. I started with one of those virtual assistants that claim they're real people, but they're not really real people. I started with one of those, way overpaid. But I will say, the second I started using that, my sales on Poshmark exploded. Like, it went from being just like a little bit of my income to like, at one point, Poshmark was my best platform before I started taking eBay seriously. Adding in a sharing service is like a no-brainer. I will say though, it is kind of, like, if you don't have a lot of money coming in already, a $40 a month expense does sound like a lot. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to share in bulk. So let me pull my closet back up, because I mean, it makes sense to me if you'd want to wait until you're starting to see sales to invest into the platform. That's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. So like, if you don't want to invest into into a sharing tool, it's that same gear icon on your profile. You can do this on mobile too. And then we'll just go to share to followers up there at the top. And it's the same process that we just did. Select all, we'll scroll all the way to the bottom. And then you'll just hit, after we scroll and load in all the listings, you'll just have to hit share to followers. And it's going to, just like whenever we were sending out offers, it's going to be, come on, it just froze on me. It's going to be sending the offers, or not sending the offers. It's going to be sharing each of those listings one by one. So again, you have to, what is this? The remaining listings will not be shared. No, I don't want to cancel. Whatever. I don't know what I did. I must have clicked something. But anyway, it's just like sending offers to likers. You have to leave that window open, and it's going to be sharing everything one by one. General advice is to share 1 to 3 times a day. The more, the better. It's really easy when you're just getting started because you only have a few things in your closet. So what I would recommend if you're trying to build up to the point that you can just pay for a service is the advice I give for anybody that's just getting started reselling is to pick up stuff that is in high demand. The higher demand it is, the faster it's going to sell. And the more things that you're selling quickly, the less things you have in your Poshmark closet, so the faster it is to share, to send offers to likers. So if you're keeping your closet small because your sell-through rate is high, it's going to be quicker to share each listing 3 times a day. You're not going to have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it's not going to take so long to share. But that's how you do it. You can do it in bulk on Poshmark. Gone are the days when you had to do it one by one, because that was not fun. Poshmark really was like everything has to be shared one by one. They were going through this phase where they're like, I don't really want our platform to be for business owners. I just want it to be casual sellers, people selling stuff out of their closet. But I think they've jumped on the train that they'll make more money if they allow people to make more money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're talking about Poshmark today. We're just popping in. 49 people watching. A little bit of another one of those nerdy streams. We'll see if we got up to 80 last week doing a Q&A. Speaking of that, the way that these lives are going to be structured is every other week is going to be a Q&A. So we're gonna do a topic one week like we're doing today. We're talking about Poshmark. Next week is going to be a Q&A, and then the week after that is going to be a topic, and then Q&A. We're just going to bounce back and forth. Q&A was really well. I was very happy with how the Q&A went last week. Had a little over 80 people in. It was fun, a lot of fun. These topics, though, unless it's somebody that's like specifically looking for the topic, I can see why it would be kind of boring. But these videos have been performing pretty well after they've been posted. So I'm loving the lives. I'm getting so off topic. Let me get caught up. Again, if you're just popping in, we're talking about Poshmark. So if you have any questions at all, leave those down in the chat. I would love to answer any question you have regarding Poshmark, no matter how little or how big. We'll get them answered today. All right. Hi, Dalton. Oh, I already said that one. How are those different than Flip? Just hearing about the app. Flip, it's free. You get what you pay for. If you don't have any money, if you don't want to invest the $40 a month, you could start with Flip. I guess it would be just like seconds faster than, well, not seconds faster. If you're using Posh or VA, I think Flip is exactly the same thing. You can just like leave that window open and it's going to be continuously sharing your closet. But the thing with One Shop, it just works in the background. It's an app on my phone. It's not on my computer. It's an app on my phone. and it just does everything for me. I don't have to turn it on. I don't have to have the app open. The app can be closed. I can be logged out. I can delete the app off my phone, and it's still going to be doing its service. I would pay for it. If it was $100 a month, I'd still pay for it. They need to hire me. I'm over here like just shilling one shop to you guys like it's my own product. I just believe in it. What can I say? James uses Flip, works well on the prices, right? So yeah, if you want to try it out, by all means, I've used Flip in the past. It works, but it's lacking a lot of features that I need. Annette, I had one shop for a while, but it was so confusing to cross list on it. I don't use it to cross list, so I just use it for the Poshmark options. Styled by Carly, you better not be texting and driving, but she said, from someone who used to use Posh or VA, one shop is so much better. Sorry, I'm way behind. You probably moved past this. Actually, we made it right back to the topic. Have you done lives on Posh, and would you recommend? I know you do whatnot. Nope, never tried lives on Poshmark. I have not. I want to thank you so much for introducing me to one shop. My sales doubled immediately. There we go. See, I'm telling you guys, I'm not just trying to shill you a product that doesn't work. I suck at pronouncing names. Anderson over here, I want to thank you so much for introducing me to one shop. My sales doubled immediately. Also, the automatic relist feature is priceless, and my favorite prints my listing title on my label. Yes. I haven't mentioned that. It also does the automatic relist after 30 days. So after 30 days of an item not selling, it's just going to automatically relist it for you and make it seem like a new listing. So it's going to come in the, you can sort by just in, and those are newly listed, not newly shared, right? So many things. Why do people put things in their cart and not buy even when I offer a discount? They just don't want it. They just didn't want it. I'm sorry. Your shoe trees work wonders on Posh for shoes, but for some crazy reason, I always lose one. What are you doing with them? Just keep them at your photo setup. But honestly, the more you lose, the more you need to buy. And then the more you buy, the happier I am. I sound so greedy on these lives. I promise I love you guys so much for purchasing shoe trees. If you did lose one, DM me on Instagram. I'll give you a little discount on your next order. Do you use Closet Clear Out to get sales? This is something that I've been testing out. So the way Closet Clear Out works, since Poshmark is a, like I said, they try to treat it like a social media. So they have like events, right? They have like these host picks for these like host events, which before I get into Closet Clear Out, let me talk to you guys about host picks for a second. And let me explain to you that they mean absolutely nothing. So after you start listing on Poshmark, it's inevitable that one of these days your listings are going to get chosen for a host pick. It means absolutely nothing. There's a party going on, a Poshmark party. It's not in real life. It's just an online party. It's not live. It's not a video. It's nothing. It's just like listings are featured on a certain page, and that's it. Your listing's getting featured on that page, but the problem is nobody shops on those pages, so it never means you get any sales. And the people that host these Poshmark parties or whatever are going to be picking your listing. They're going to put it in, and they're going to type a comment in your comments with a ton of emojis that says, "Congratulations, we picked your listing for a Poshmark or as a host pick." And you're just like, "Yay! Does that mean I sold it? Did I sell it?" And then you're not going to get a sold notification, and you're going to get 37 comments of other people with 84 emojis in each one of them. "Congrats on your host pick, hoping you a speedy sale." And all of them are like promoting their own closet. So they're like, "I hope you get a speedy sale, but if you get bored on the app, just go check out my closet. I've got some great stuff." It's the most annoying thing about Poshmark. Anyway, Closet Clear Out. Similar situation. It's like usually on Sundays. I feel like Poshmark is like, let's host a Closet Clear Out. And it's exactly what it sounds like. They're trying to get people to clear out their closet. So the way that works in the benefit of the seller is that if you drop prices 10%, like if you drop your price by 10% or more of its lowest historical price, right? So I never lower my price unless it's like doing a Closet Clear Out. So like whatever the price is, if I lower it by 10%, Poshmark is going to then give the buyers discounted shipping out of Poshmark's pocket, right? So when the Closet Clear Out's happening, a lot of people that shop on Poshmark, they know this. They're like, okay, Closet Clear Out's happening. If I go buy something right now, if the seller lowered their price, I'm going to get a discount on shipping for free. So they're already getting a 10% off because you lowered the price. and it's going to show them that you lowered the price in the top of the listing. So it's going to say it's on sale by 10%, and they're getting a discount on shipping. And it only lasts for like that day, I think. I don't know the duration. I have tried it. I've tried it a handful of times. It's not something that I'm like religious about because like I don't see a huge increase in sales. But like if I remember that a closet clearout's going, I will go to my old listings, some of my oldest listings, and drop prices and try to move some of my older inventory. A lot of the newer, like if I'm just listing something, I'm not lowering the prices. You got to be out of your mind. I'm gonna wait and see if I can get a full price sale. But it does work. It has its benefit. But I wouldn't like beat yourself up if you missed it. If that makes sense. Okay, where are we at? So does Posh charge numerous fees like eBay? No, just one flat fee, 20% off of the purchase price. Beatrice already bought 3 shoe trees for me. Shout out Beatrice. Beatrice Esperanza, thank you so much. I love you. Do you add liked items to shopper's bundle and contact shopper about a possible discount instead of just shooting them an offer? No. James says the closet clear out usually runs Fridays and Sundays. There you go. Fridays and Sundays. I don't go through all these like hoops. Poshmark has all these options. Like if someone likes a bunch of things in your closet, you can add them to their bundle, and then you can shoot them a message and be like, hey, I can do this for this price. I don't do that. I just let the sales roll in. I send offers to likers. Most people that are shopping know that they can bundle things. That's another thing with your listings. I think right now I'm offering a bundle discount, but I need to turn it off. I do not recommend doing a bundle discount on your Poshmark closet. So like if someone bundles 2 items, they'll get X% off their order. Because a lot of people have that mentality that they're like, okay, I'm going to bundle this and then I'm going to send an offer. I'm going to try to get a deal on these. So if you already send them, like if you have them bundle it and it already offers them 15% off or 10% off, you're already shooting yourself in the foot because on their screen, it still shows that as the price. It doesn't have it crossed out. It just shows that as the price. And so they're going to offer from there. I don't ever, very, 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 very rarely do I get full price bundle sales. Everybody wants to negotiate. So if you just start out without the discount and then negotiate from there, you can give them a 15% off discount in the negotiation screen and they'll feel like they got a deal. I can't remember why I brought that up though. Contact, yes. So like I said, I don't use all these things like bundling things for people just because Poshmark isn't my main platform. If Poshmark had the sales to justify being my main platform, like maybe I would take part in all that. I just don't, but it is an option. Closet clear out only lasts 6 hours. There you go. James knows everything about closet clear out. James, I should have had you host this. I don't really know what I'm doing. Ginger flips, yeah, but Mark, Posh charges more than eBay. We talked about this early on. That was like the first thing that we talked about. I don't believe Poshmark charges that much more than eBay. Just for the people that are watching now that didn't catch the beginning, just a quick rundown. eBay's 13%, Poshmark's 20%. Poshmark has no hidden fees. It's just a flat 20 off the purchase price. eBay is going to charge you 13% on the purchase price and the shipping price. So they're charging you fees on the shipping. And then if you promote your listings, like I always recommend we do, adding promoted listings on top of that, like it's only just a couple percentage different. eBay versus Poshmark fees. And Reseller Runner, Poshmark does not nickel and dime us to death like eBay. Yeah, I love eBay, but they do have their downsides. They nickel and dime us like crazy. D2C Vlogs, what's up? Thanks for popping in. Do you think it is sustainable in the shoe niche to just focus on selling on one platform like most of Chris's suggested from Daily Refinement and not venture out and try to start cross-listing? So yes to both answers. Anything you want to do is going to work. If I was starting back over from scratch, like say I can hop into a time machine and say I could hop back into a time machine and go back to my day job when I first started reselling, and I was like, let's turn this into a business. I think that knowing what I know now, if I was starting over, I would sell on eBay and only eBay and just get really good at eBay. Or Poshmark, like let's not even just use the word eBay. I just start on one platform and just try to get really good at that platform. I think that that's a lot less stress, a lot less headache. There's a lot that, like you mentioned, Daily Refinement, he's going to tell you everything that's wrong with cross-listing, and he's right about everything that's wrong with cross-listing. That's why I tell people I don't like if you're going to cross list, please for the love of God don't cross list to 12 platforms. Like with List Perfectly, whenever you go to cross list, um, here I'll just show you guys. I hit the cross list button on List Perfectly, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 options to cross list. Like don't list on 11 platforms. That's 11 different shipping methods that you gotta just go through every single day. That's 11 platforms that you gotta stay on top of delisting and making sure that your inventory is fresh and like negotiating on every platform and messaging on every platform. It's just a headache. Since dropping Mercari, going from 3 platforms down to 2, my business has done exponentially better. Long term, I hope to get eBay. Like it's tough. The reason I say it's tough is because like this is my main income. It's hard for me to take risks when it's my main income. Like I could just drop Poshmark tomorrow and maybe the sales that I'm getting on Poshmark will convert over to eBay, but I don't know that. Um, I'd say it's best to get like if you want to treat it as a business, like if you want it to be your full time income, try to get really good at one platform. But if you're like a small seller, a small hobby seller, and you don't have a lot of inventory, like I just feel like it depends on what your goals are or your aspirations are. Because if you're just a hobby seller, I feel like there's no problem with cross listing to a few platforms. You know what I mean? Like if you only got 60 listings, you just garage sale on the weekends or you thrift on the weekends or whatever. Like there's no problem with it. Um, but I think once you get past two platforms, like three is manageable. But it was stressful for me. I thanked myself so much when I dropped Mercari. Um, but like it's a person to person thing. Like people on YouTube, one person's gonna tell you one thing, one person's gonna tell you the other. Try what you want and whatever works for you. Who cares what people on the internet are telling you? You know what I'm saying? Um, JL Crew 5. I just downloaded One Shop. They should definitely pay you. LOL. Anything I need to know for the auto sharing? I'll just pull up my settings right now because like I haven't opened the One Shop app in I don't know how long. Let me click on this real quick. Where are we at? They update the app so often. I don't know where anything is. Poshmark. Nope. Where are we at? Bots and automation. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, we're looking for the auto sharing. So on the Poshmark bot right here, I don't know if that's going to focus in. We're going to click sharing. Okay, I didn't think that focused enough for you guys to see, so I'm just going to read it. It's going to show you how many shares you're doing at the top, and then auto share to followers. I have that turned on. Skip not for sale listings. I turn that on because you don't want to be sharing listings that aren't for sale unless for some reason you mark things as not for sale. I don't know if that makes sense for you. You can turn that off, but I have it turned on. You can edit your closet's order. I don't worry about that. Share using your closet ordering. It says it's not recommended and learn why. I don't know why. Most sellers that are interested in ordering their closet believe that this helps more to get more buyers because they're making their closet more interesting. Unfortunately, this is not true. We've analyzed sales data and found no correlation. If you are thinking of using closet ordering to maximize sales, consider using that time instead towards other proven methods like sourcing great inventory, taking great photos, and listing on more sites. Wow, One Shop just dropping some bombs on their app. That's great advice. If you're ordering your Poshmark closet, stop it. Yeah, so you don't need to do that. Auto join Posh parties. I do that. Like I said, I don't think people actually shop in these Posh parties, but I turn it on because like, why not? Why not? You can turn on return the favor when shared, but that's something I want to talk about after I finish talking about the app because I don't think that matters. I have it turned off. When a Posh party is happening, figure out which listings are eligible. Yes. Share to the party immediately. Yes. Only focus on sharing to the party. No. I have that turned on, but I feel like I should turn that off. Like I said, I haven't updated these in a while. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Like that might have sounded confusing just because like again, I turned these settings on like a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years ago, and I haven't really touched it since then, just because it's so straightforward. Just go play around in the app. It's super easy. Where are we at? New to Poshmark, I usually add a likers item to a bag and offer a discount. However, no takers. I get like, see, that's why I mentioned that. I don't do that just because it like rarely works. It's usually a waste of time. I get likers and share a ton but no sales. What can I do differently? I don't use Posher VA. Should I? No, you shouldn't use Posher VA. You should use One Shop. One Shop's a lot better. But if you're sharing constantly, if you're already sharing 3 times a day and you're not seeing any sales, then we need to dissect what it is you're listing and what your listings look like. Maybe you're taking crappy pictures. Maybe you're sourcing things that are just never going to sell. Maybe your title's not great. Like we talked about earlier, like the title isn't as important on Poshmark as eBay, but you still need those keywords in that people can search for. But with Poshmark, presentation is key, and that's not just with Poshmark. That's with anything, any platform. Presentation's key. Make sure you're taking really, really good, clear, well-lit photos, and you're not pricing too high above market. If you're priced properly, you have good photos, it's an item that is in demand, and you're sharing that item 3 times a day, you're going to be selling. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you can go back and rewatch. There's probably some nuggets in here that you can pull, like sending offers to likers once a week or maybe twice a week, sending out those offers immediately after it's getting liked. Just here and there, you can find some things that you can implement. Retail Recon 15 photographs. See you on the course, kid. Yeah, you're ready to get mowed down by my disc golf abilities. Anyway, I said I wanted to mention something. What did I want to mention? That the social media aspect of Poshmark, the following and all of this sharing other people's closets. Let me tell you right now, they don't matter. Focus on yourself. You don't need to follow people. You don't need to return shares. Sharing other people's closet is also useless. Don't share other people's closets. Don't return shares. Don't follow people. If you want to, that's fine, but it's not going to get you more sales. If you want to enjoy your time on Poshmark, maybe you're a little posh babe and you just want to enjoy all the features of Poshmark, then go do all these things. But don't expect them to get you more sales. They are not going to get you more sales. The only thing that's going to get you more sales is consistently listing in-demand items, taking good photographs, pricing them correctly, and sending out offers to people that like them. It's pretty much that it. It's that easy. You don't need to go into other people's closets. You don't even need to bother with it. The first mistake that I made when I started selling on Poshmark, I thought that using a bot was going to ruin me. I thought that if I used a bot, it was going to absolutely demolish my Poshmark account. It's not. Spoiler alert, I've been using one for 3 years. They don't care. So I thought the only way to outsource my sharing is if I used a virtual assistant. And I couldn't afford a virtual assistant because virtual assistants cost $150 a month because they're scamming people. They're telling them it's real people sharing their closet, but for some reason, they don't take any breaks. For some reason, even at 2 in the morning, they're still sharing your closet every single second because they're lying to you. They're bots. They're just telling you they're real people. Come on, people. We're not this dumb. But I was that dumb because I paid for the service. But before I paid for the service, before I could afford the service, I knew a friend who had the service or had a bot. And they were like, if you pay me $7 a month, I'll share your closet for you. Bet. $7 is a whole lot better than $150. So I took that deal. And they were sharing my closet every single month or every single day. And I wasn't seeing any sales. I was like, do I even need to share my closet? This makes no sense. Come to find out, after learning how Poshmark works, having someone else share your closet on their account doesn't bring your listings back up to the top of the search results. It just shares it to their following. When you share it personally, when your account shares your listings, it sends it to the top of the algorithm. Just pretend it's Instagram. Say you share one of your old Instagram posts, it brings it to the top of the top of the Instagram feed, right? But when someone else goes and this is a terrible example, doesn't make any sense. But if your friend goes and shares that post, it just shares it to their followers. It doesn't share it to the top of the algorithm, if that makes sense. I don't know. Other people sharing closet doesn't work. That analogy sucked. Just ignore that one. I try to make these up on the fly. They don't always work. Ignore it. Your friend sharing your closet doesn't work. You sharing does work. Following people doesn't matter. Your followers don't really matter. Another thing, Poshmark ambassador status does not matter. I have a Poshmark. I am a Poshmark ambassador. There's several things that you need to do. One of them includes you have to purchase something on Poshmark and leave someone a love note, which is just a review that has words in it. Becoming a Poshmark ambassador is not going to give you more sales on Poshmark. It's not. The only thing that's going to give you more sales on Poshmark is consistently listing in-demand items with well-lit photos, good photos that are using Dealing with Dalton shoe trees available at dealingwithdalton.com. We have large for men's and small for women's. They also fit some use. Lots of applications for those Dealing with Dalton shoe trees. I love them to death. Get them at dealingwithdalton.com. But I'm just kidding. You don't actually need those for your Poshmark listings. They're just going to make it look a little better. Lighting is the number one thing. Lighting, good, well-lit photos. I'm adjusting my desk. Good, well-lit photos, priced properly, and sharing them consistently. That is the only way to get more sales. All right. We went to PoshFest a few years ago, definitely a younger crowd of people. I was invited to PoshFest last year and didn't go. Yep, that sucks. But we went to some Posh party in Nashville, and it was interesting. Poshmark's always doing these events. There's something special. I don't know if you mentioned this earlier. What do you think about using stock photos? I never use stock photos, mainly because the majority of stuff that I sell is pre-owned. You can't see condition in pre-owned items. Like a stock photo is not going to show you the condition of pre-owned items. Like some of these shoes have wear on the bottom. Stock photos don't have wear. I know a lot of people do it, and it's okay if you do it. Just make sure that it's a brand that allows you to use stock photos, because some brands will take your listings down. Just got to do some research. I don't have any knowledge on the topic. It's just not something that I do. Carly does it. I feel like with clothing, it's a little different, because with stock photos, like you see it on somebody versus being on a flat lay. I can see why it's easier to click on one of those listings. But with shoes, no, I don't do it. Don't do it. Anything that we haven't covered, we got 50 people in the chat, 37 likes. Hit the like button. It's free. If we have any last minute questions about Poshmark, I think we've covered everything. We got sharing. We've got making offers, offer strategies. We showed you how to list. We showed you how to do things in bulk. We talked about things that matter and things that don't matter. We've talked about the fees. Shipping. We haven't talked about shipping. This is a huge pro. This is one of the best things about Poshmark. I love this about Poshmark. I just realized I'm over time by 2 minutes. Rip. Poshmark. I love their shipping process because you don't have to purchase shipping labels. The buyer pays shipping on every single listing to Poshmark, and then Poshmark emails you a label. If they buy a bundle, Poshmark's going to send you a label for the bundle. If, though, whatever you're selling is heavier than 5 pounds, you're going to go into your settings on that sale, and you're going to have to request a new label that's for a heavier weight. And anything over 5 pounds, you do have to pay a few bucks to upgrade the shipping label. But other than that, there's like, I'm just selling shoes. Rarely does a pair of shoes weigh over 5 pounds. So the majority of the stuff, I'm just getting a label shipped right to my email address. I can print that out, slap it on the box, bada bing, bada boom. We're good to go. Shipping, super easy. Super easy. You can also turn on, like you can download your labels in bulk. So you can just like go into your orders, hit the actions, download shipping labels, and then it'll send you all of your shipping labels in one file that you can download them or print them all at one time. Yeah, that's it. You guys want to see how I cross-list the Poshmark? I guess I can show you how that works for me. Let me just go to eBay real quick. Active. It's gonna be the last thing we cover unless you guys have any questions. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat right now. We are wrapping up the live stream because I am over time. But we are going to show you guys how I list on Poshmark, and that is using the List Perfectly browser extension. This is why I love List Perfectly. This is why I use List Perfectly, because I can first off start selecting and then select as many listings as I want, and then hit stop, and then hit Poshmark. Because I'm only selling Poshmark, or whatever platforms you sell on, you can click them here. You can do as many of them as you want. You just need to make sure you're logged into the platform you click, and then hit copy, and it's going to start opening these listings in other tabs. This is how I list on Poshmark. This is how I cross-list from eBay to Poshmark, and then it's doing all this in the background for you. So like Poshmark is going to open up this first listing. It's going to start loading in the pictures, and the beautiful thing about doing it in bulk is the second tab, third tab, fourth tab, all the other tabs are going to be loading in the pictures while you're working on the listings before it. So pictures are already loaded in, titles loaded in, descriptions loaded in. You just have to add the category. I'm not actually listing these, so I don't care. Okay, so people ask me this all the time. Sneakers or athletic shoes? Sneakers, let me give you an example. Something like this, I'd call this a sneaker because like it's something that, it's a sneaker. Athletic shoes is like a running shoe, an athletic shoe, something that someone's gonna be running in. If it's like a stylish shoe, I'm calling that a sneaker, but it does not matter. You can put literally whatever you want, and it's going to work just fine. You have to add in whether the tags are attached. The brand is already loaded in. The color is already loaded in. If you want to add a second color, by all means do that. Again, style tags don't matter. You have to enter in the original price, 0, and then hit next, and then hit list this item, but I'm not listing this. I'll do one without talking about it to show you guys how quick it is, but I just got nervous and I'm clicking the wrong things. Sandals, no, 0, next, list this item. It's just a few seconds. It literally takes no time. That's why I think List Perfectly is the best cross-listing service. I wish OneShop would include a browser extension, and because OneShop already offers cross-listing. If they just added in the browser extension, that would make it so much easier, so I only have one thing that I have to pay for every month. But for the time being, List Perfectly, by far, best cross-listing platform. If you want to try them out, use code DWD, Dealing with Dalton, but just DWD. You'll get 30% off your first month. All right, we got some questions that rolled in, I think. I know you quit Mercari, but it is really picked up. I also sell only shoes and sold 26 pairs of Mercari alone this last weekend. Killing it. I love it for you. I don't miss the headache of shipping and managing 3 platforms, but I know people kill it on Mercari. Like, it's possible. It's possible. When I sold on Mercari, I'd have weekends like that too. That's another thing that I hated about it. It was super inconsistent. Like, one week would crush it, and then I'd go a week without seeing another sale. Do you have to change your printer settings on Poshmark? No, but you need to go into your settings and make sure that you have them send you 4x6 labels, and they'll send you 4x6 labels. Retail Recon, Mercari is the best site. You know good and well that you're Team eBay nowadays. Would me and Carly ever do a Poshmark live show? I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. That would be on on Carly's Poshmark though, because I feel like she just sells that kind of stuff. But that's it. That's it, guys. Unless we have any questions, drop them in the chat right now. This is your warning. I'm going to give some updates here before we end this live stream. First off, if you caught the last video, I released merch. I mentioned that earlier in the video. I've got the I Sell Used Shoes on the Internet Champion crew necks. I also have this on a t-shirt, and then I have a hashtag corny package picture t-shirt. Those are on Comfort Colors. Best t-shirts, best quality that you can get. It's not just some cheap merch. Good high quality stuff. When I dropped the video, there was a problem with the website. And if you tried to purchase something, it wouldn't let you ship to your address. That has been fixed. That has been fixed, and you can purchase items now. If you buy a corny package picture shirt, please. I have this vision that on my website, I'm revamping my website at the moment, and I want a page dedicated, like on the corny package picture page, I want pictures of you guys in that hashtag corny package picture shirt standing next to your packages. I don't care if it's 1 package or 20 packages. I want to see those corny package pictures. I know they're corny, but post them out there because your sales matter. Your sales matter, even if it's 1. You guys are crushing. I want to see the success. We're not comparing. It's not to compare each other. Oh, they got 1 sale, they got 20 sales. Even if you're making 1 sale, I love that. I want to see it. So the merch is available. As always, shoe trees are available. I added in a subscriber option. I don't know if it's gone live yet, but starting next month, the subscription to the YouTube channel, I believe, is $5 a month, and I'll be posting haul videos and what sold videos over there. Just raw, unedited, show you guys what I'm picking up and what I'm selling, just more in-depth. We can talk about it. We can do some subscriber-only live streams over there if that's something you guys are interested in. If nobody shows interest in it, that is fine. That's okay with me. YouTube's just been throwing it at my face. Hey, set up a subscription. So I figured I'd try it out and see if it's something you guys would be interested in. I want to provide as much value as possible with that. So if you want to check that out, go for it. I got to play some disc golf, though. I don't think there's anything left I need to update you guys with. Carly, Styled by Carly, my girlfriend. The beautiful Styled by Carly is doing her first ever Whatnot show this Friday. This Friday, actually. So if you have Whatnot, I have a link to my Whatnot down in the description. You can click that and then just like search and find her. I got the hiccups for a second. You can search and find her, bookmark her show. I'll be doing the show with her. I don't know exactly what she's selling, but check out Style by Carly's show. Subscribe to Style by Carly here on YouTube. Retail Recon, he's commenting right now on Instagram. Go find him at retail_recon and just go tell him he's a clown. Just comment in his, not comment, but like in his DMs, just say clown. Or if you're watching this and you are a single female in her, I'd say 20s. I don't know what age range he's going for, but we're trying to hook him up. We're trying to hook him up. He's going to kill me. Go hit him up. Go hit him up. With that being said, I think we're going to end this here. So I'm going to go ahead and ramble on for a second, because for some reason when I hit stop streaming, it just immediately cuts it off, and it's just an abrupt stop. So all this that I'm saying right now is completely irrelevant. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to